Okay, this is the P2 paper from January 2023. It's question number 6, and this is a coordinate geometry in the XY plane question. It's actually the equation of a circle to start off with, and we're going to be finding the equation of a normal. We've got a tangent in there. So all work to do with chapter 2. Let's have a look at the first part then, which says, circle has the equation x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 4y equals 0. Can we find the centre of the circle and can we find the radius of the circle? Yeah, absolutely we can. Let's make a start. Part A. So I've got x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 4y equals 0. And I want this to be in the format of x minus a squared y minus b squared equals r squared. Because then there's the radius and A, B will be the centre. So looking at what I've got then, I need to complete the square. I've got x squared plus 8x. I've got y squared minus 4y equals 0. Now, whichever method you have for completing the square from your IGCSE is fine. The way that I do it is I say half of 8 is 4. So it's x plus 4 all squared in there. And then I minus 4 squared. But you'll have your own method for doing it. Same as with the other one. It's it's y minus 2, because that's half of minus 4. So it's y minus 2 squared. And then I have minus 2 squared equals 0. So that works out to be x plus 4 all squared, y minus 2 all squared. And then the 16 and the 4 makes minus 20 equals there, or rather x plus 4 squared, y minus 2 squared is equal to 20. So part 1, the centre of the circle is going to be minus 4, 2, following from the method up there. The centre is going to be minus 4, 2, and the radius, well, r squared is equal to 20, so r is equal to root 20. So the answer's A, part 1 and part 2 there. What does it then say? It says, okay, P lies on C, and given that the tangent to C at P has the equation x plus 2y plus 10 equals 0, can we find the coordinates of P? So let's just explain what that means then. So for part B, if we've got our circle, what we're saying about this circle then is that there is a tangent to the circle. Now, if we know the equation of this line, it's going to intersect where the two equations solve simultaneously. If it's a tangent, when it intersects, there's only going to be the one point here, P. But either way, the tangent will intersect with the line at the solution to the equation. What have I got? I've got x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 4y equals 0. That's the circle. And I've got the straight line is x plus 2y plus 10 equals 0. So if I equate those two, if I try and solve those two simultaneously, that's going to give me the coordinates of point P here. So you could put them both equal to each other, they're both equal to 0. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, x is equal to minus 2y minus 10 there, and I'm now going to sub that in anywhere where there's an x. Okay, so I'll get an equation just in terms of y's. So if I do that, I'm going to get minus 2y minus 10 squared plus y squared plus 8 lots of x, 8 lots of minus 2y minus 10 minus 4y equals 0. Now this is going to work out to be a quadratic, I'll do that in a second, but not only will it work out to be a quadratic, because it's a tangent, I know that this should just solve for one value. But let's go ahead and do it. So you take your time to do minus 2y minus 10 all squared. I've already done it, so it worked out to be 4y squared, 40y, and 100, and then plus y squared minus 16y minus 80 minus 4y there tidying that up, 5y squared plus 20y plus 20 equals 0. And this happens a lot when we get to this sort of equation. See if something 5 divides into it, but see if there is a common factor that can come out. That's actually going to be y squared plus 4y plus 4 equals 0. And now I actually recognise this because I know there's only one solution here. I can actually see that that's a perfect square, y plus 2 all squared. You could factorise it, you could use a quadratic formula on it, but if we want to save ourselves a little bit of time, I'm getting y equals minus 2. And remember, what did we say x was? X is minus 2y minus 10. So x is minus 2y minus 10. So that works out to be equal to minus 6. So P is the point minus 6, comma, minus 2. So that's the coordinates of P. Is that what I wanted? Coordinates of P? Yeah, find the coordinates of P. And then it says, right, find the equation of the normal to C at P, giving your answer in the format y equals mx plus c. Let's go back to that diagram just a second then. So I want the normal, not the tangent. So the normal is going to be a line there, L, that line. And what do I know about that normal? Well, I know the gradient of L will be minus 1 over the gradient of the tangent, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work out the gradient of the tangent, which will be easy enough to do. Once I've got that, if I've got the gradient and I've also got a point on the line, then I can work out the equation. So how am I going to work out the gradient of the tangent? Well, there's my equation, remember. So in fact, let's tell the examiner what I'm going to do and then I'll get ahead with doing it. So part C, tangent was given by x plus 2y plus 10 equals 0. So if we rearrange and make y equals, so that's 2y is minus x minus 10. So y is divide everything by 2 minus a half x minus 5. Because it's in that format now, I know that the gradient of this, the gradient is equal to minus a half. Put that here actually. So the gradient of the tangent is minus a half. So the gradient of the normal is minus 1 over that, and minus 1 over a half is equal to 2. Now if I want to work out the equation of the normal now, so equation of normal, the equation of any straight line at AS is given by y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, where I know what's x1, what's y1, and what's m. What's a point on the line and what's the gradient? Well, I know the point on the line is what we had previously, isn't it? So the point on the line was minus 6 minus 2, and the gradient I've just worked out is equal to 2, so I should be able to just substitute all that in now. So y minus minus 2 is y plus 2 is equal to m, which is 2, x minus 6, x minus minus 6 is x plus 6, and remember they wanted that in the form y equals mx plus c. So y plus 2 is 2x plus 12, so y is equal to 2x plus 10, and that's the equation of the normal if I had all that information about the tangent. So yeah, not too bad. Question on the circles. Hopefully that all makes sense to everybody.